Welcome to the last DevToberfest session for today. Today is all about low-code and no-code in SAP Build. I'm really excited about this session about the store. I think it's one of the most important features of SAP Build, and specifically for process automation. Really makes process automation useful and easy to get started with right away. So I'm really excited to have Archana with us. Hi, Archana.
Hi, Daniel. Thanks for inviting me.
Sure, I'm happy to have you. You're one of the biggest experts in the community, so I'm happy you're here. Just a few notes. Remember to join the DevToberfest group so you can be eligible for the DevToberfest contest and the grand prize. And also make sure to do the tutorial for today's session so you can earn points towards that prize, which of course is a trip to California, a pretty impressive prize. I will leave a link to the tutorial as well as the DevToberfest group in the chat and the description. So let's get started. Archana.
Thank you, Daniel. So hello and welcome from my side as well to the last session of day 2 of which was more about SAP Build Process Automation. Hope you have learned about some very interesting developments that we have done in the low-code, no-code area of process automation. So I'm Archana Shukla. I'm the Senior Director of Product Management from SAP Build Process Automation. And I will introduce you today to SAP Build Content Store and how it can help you basically to leverage these different pre-built content and turbocharge your process and application development. So currently, we have close to 350 plus content packages in our store. And these content packages are combinations of pre-build, workflows, pre-built automations, decisions, dashboards, forms, and even integration flows. So these content packages are your, you can consider them as an accelerator package that can kickstart your business transformation journey, that you want to digitize your processes. You are looking forward to some solutions, some quick solutions to the common business problems that you have in your area. So these content packages come across or cover different LOBs or line of businesses like sales, like finance, procurement, retail, utilities. So you can find the content that you want from our content store. And also these content are not just pure cloud content packages. They are also extension use cases that we have figured out based on the identified common business problems across different LOBs. And so you will see content packages for S/4HANA Cloud, on-premise. You will see content packages also for ECC, for SuccessFactors, Ariba, and different other LOBs that we have at SAP. So the idea here is to change the mindset, right? So instead of starting from the scratch, the idea is to look forward to these content packages, go and discover them, explore them from our content store. And then if you find them relevant to your use case, you just import them, you can extend them, you can integrate them, and then you can use them in your applications. So the best part about these content packages is they come with the source code as well for you to extend. So as soon as you import, you get workflows, you get decisions, you get SAP UI5 source codes, and you also get integration content. And all of these content, then you can import. You can if they satisfy fully your requirements, well and good. If not, you can always extend it. So the idea is to always look and start for these content packages rather than building something from scratch, which also takes a lot of resources and a lot of time to build those content. So now currently what we have 2 stores. So our content packages are free content as well as the paid content. So you will see a lot of free content that we have available where you do not have to pay for these content. All you need to do is the required BTP services subscriptions in your account, and then you can just import these content packages and can work across them. But there are also content packages which are delivered by our partners, and these are paid content packages. So in case you want to leverage them, you also have to, visit pay these content, and then, there'll be required code that will be provided, deliverables that will be provided to you that you can do the setup. So for that, we have two stores. One is our SAP Build content catalog, where you will see all content, whether it's free, whether it's paid, in our store. You can filter them out. You can search them based on your requirements. You can read what this content package offers, what are the value propositions. It has set of artifacts, what it bundles. You just get a full overview of this content when you are exploring them in the Build content store. And then on the other side, we have SAP Store. So all of you are well aware of SAP Store, but here there are paid content. So in case you're looking for only paid content, then you can always explore our content packages. These are bigger solutions which solves like an end-to-end problems. But the content package that you see in our content catalog could be template content, could also be ready to use content that you can just set up with few configurations. And templates are like you have to import, you have to do some changes, like you have to add decisions, you have to update processes. It's just a template for that process problem. So you will see these two different kind of content store, and you can explore our content in any of these stores, depending on whether you are looking for a paid content or whether you are looking for both paid and the free content. Good. So with this very short and quick introduction to our content package, and SAP has a very strong vision of these content packages. So currently you will see, you saw 350 plus content packages, but these content packages will grow a lot in coming months, and you will see lot additions to these content packages, which are just not contributed by SAP. We are also engaging with partner ecosystem. So they are contributing to our content packages. We have different LOBs internally at SAP, our internal stakeholders, who are also contributing to these content packages. So it's a nice way going forward that you look forward to these pre-built content packages and start your digitization journey with these pre-built content packages rather than building them from the scratch. So now for the demo today, I have chosen a very common scenario for order to cash or order management space, and it is about managing the billing blocks. So what are billing blocks? So in simple terms, billing blocks are added into the sales orders, basically to prevent invoices being created. Okay, so this is a very common use case in all organizations, and these billing blocks could be added to sales order for various reasons. Like it could be like order balance of that particular buyer is exceeding the credit limit, or the business partner balance has exceeded, and that the customer, that we cannot now further process any of the sales order from that business partners, or there are some calculations missing, or there are some pricing details missing, or then there are some inconsistent payment details that are present in the sales order. So there could be various reasons, and these reasons differ from organization to organization. Okay, so let's assume you are a customer and you have this common process problem of managing billing blocks. So the problem is not about managing billing blocks, because S/4HANA already provides ways as how you can add billing blocks or how you can remove billing blocks. But often companies need to update or delete these billing blocks randomly and on demand, and that too with huge numbers, right? So it is impossible for a company to manually process a sales order billing blocks, especially when it's in thousands or lakhs, right, in a week or in a month. So this particular use case that I'm showing you today is for mass maintenance of billing blocks, and it caters to the use case where there are huge volumes of sales orders that needs to be managed for the billing blocks. And so with this pre-built content package, now you can efficiently, so when you efficiently, because you can very easily import it, you just configure it. If you need, you can extend it, and then you can already start using it up. So very efficiently and with a very quick setup, you can set these kind of automated processes and templates where, so in this particular template, will find the sales order. So you will give a range of sales order. It will find all the sales order. It will fetch those sales order from the backend S/4HANA systems. And it will also ensure that all the necessary investigations and approvals are done before the sales orders is finally updated in the backend system, and that too without impacting the delivery. So you see the impact that these small content packages are creating in your day-to-day business. So with this small content package, which you would have taken, weeks to build it up, we just provide you instantly. And then these content packages, so I mean, by setting such things up in your organizations, in your businesses, it not only prevent delays, but it will also boost the overall productivity and also customer satisfaction. So things that would have taken weeks. So imagine you are doing it manually. It could also be that some things are missed out completely, or some orders are never processed and nobody is reminding you that these orders are stuck. And then the kind of customer satisfaction that you'll get, you can think of it. So with these kind of automated way of mass handling, your invoices, your sales orders, your billing blocks, and many such cases, you can basically improve the overall experience of your business as well as your customer satisfaction. So just to give a quick glimpse before I go into the tools and show you the demo. So as I said, this demo is more about mass maintenance of billing blocks in the sales order. So what will happen? So sales order, in my case, is mostly sales representative. So there's a sales representative who will make the changes to the billing blocks. So we have given a standard template. So this standard Excel file comes with this template. So all the sales representative have to do is fill this Excel. So this Excel actually contains details like what is the range of sales order that you're looking forward, what are like sales organizations, what is, what are the different type of sales orders that you're looking of, some criteria so that we can filter the exact sales orders for you. Okay, so so what will happen is sales representative will fill this Excel sheet, then an RPA bot or an automation is run, which will read the Excel file and will get in actual sales orders, will fetch these sales orders from the backend system and put it in a folder. So there is a pre-created folder where it will fetch, and it will fetch all the sales orders and put it in an Excel sheet. Now the requester is also informed via email saying that, okay, now all your sales orders are being fetched. Then what the requester will do is he will go to the fetch sales order and he will change the billing block entries. Okay, at a particular, so I'll show you the demo so you'll understand. So it will just change that particular billing blocks, and then he will move the file from one folder to another. Then another bot runs, which is like a scheduled bot, which runs, in my case, it will run every night. And so every night it is being run, but you can schedule it every hour, every day, depending upon how frequently you want the sales orders to be updated. So then this automated bot will actually, or scheduled bot will actually go and fetch this file and will just go send it for approval. Then approval limits is also what you can send. So when do you want approvals to happen and when you don't want approvals to happen? So this all can also be configured in a process. So what is your approval criteria, right? And also who will be approving it based on the sales organizations and order type and and different other sales order fields. So that is that is where decisions are being used. So decision will determine your approval criteria, plus it will also determine who is approving you. And then based on these two criteria, if an approval is needed, then that approval task will reach the inbox of an approver. And finally, once the approval happens, the bot will automatically update the sales order in the backend S/4HANA system. And then again, the requester is being notified that all your sales order have been updated. Now, this approval, the interesting thing about this is this approval can happen at an item level or can happen at an header level. Now, depending upon how you have approved it, whether you have approved it at the header level or item level, it will act accordingly. So this bot covers both header and item level. So it's not a simple content, but it also has its own complexities, like it will fetch, it will update. Update is also based on header and item level. Approvals can also be done at an header and item level, and so on. Cool. Now I will switch to the demo. Okay, so the first thing that you see here is our store. So this is an SAP Build content catalog, which is a public website, and this is where all the content packages that we publish are available. So you can search based on formats, whether you want to use ready to use and template. Then you can also search based on free or paid content. You can also search based on different project types. So currently we are only publishing business process type, but we also have, because SAP Build Process Automation is a combination of RPA and workflow management. So you will also see content that were published with these different services in the past. We have now moved or migrated them to SAP Build Process Automation, and you can see them in the store. So the best part is you can see all these different content packages that we have. As I said, they are across different industries. Some are cross industries. They are also built across different LOBs like S/4HANA, Ariba, Business by Design, and so on. So depending upon your need, you can always go ahead and explore these content packages. So let's say I just go into this one content package that we recently released, which was based on the central finance system. So you will see that it has a description of what this content is all about. Then it has a documentation which tells you how to set this content up and explains in detail different artifacts that are part of this content package. And then here you will see different content. I mean, you see that these are not small content packages. Like this one has 22 artifacts, some will have less or more, but then these are all pre-built and pre-created for you. So it will have automations, it will have process, it will have decisions, it will have visibility dashboard. If needed, it will also have a UI5 applications bundled to it. It will also have like Excel sheets or whatever are the templates needed to run this. So this is a complete template on its own. Now, today's content that, as I was telling you, is mass maintenance of billing blocks. So let's say I just go back to the content catalog, and let's say I'm searching something in the billing block area. So I go here, I see there are some content packages, and I'll just go into one of them and try and explore this. Okay, so this is telling me details about what this billing block is doing. It could be that this satisfies my use case 100%, or this satisfies my use case to 50%. In either case, I will use it, because if it's satisfying 100%, it's well and good. But even if it is satisfying any percentage of my requirement, I am being saved of that development. Okay, so I'll take it, I'll extend it or enhance it based on my requirements. So if you see this configuration guide, so if I just click and open it, so this is a kind of a guide that we provide you, which will give you a quick overview of what the content is. And it will also give you some configurations, because this is a template. So we also guide you where exactly we need the exact inputs from you. Let's say the mail IDs, let's say in the decision table, based on your organizations, you have to give the process who will be approving it based based on your rules and policies in your companies. So it will give you a set of configurations, and it will also tell you details about what are the different capabilities of this process. Like there is a process, what it does, there are automations, what they do, and different other artifacts in detail. So this is quite a comprehensive guide, which not only tells you about what kind of setup you need, but it also tells you what different artifacts it, so that when you are extending it or integrating it with other systems, you're able to clearly understand what it does. Good. So now what I will do is, now if you want to use this content, let's say this is a public store, so all you can do is explore. But then let's say you find some content which you find it relevant, then how will you import this content? Now the second question will always be like, okay, I've discovered the content. Now what I do next? How do I consume this content? Now to consume the content, you have to go to SAP Build Process Automation application. So you subscribe to SAP Build Process Automation. If you run the booster in your account, you will get SAP Build Process Automation application. So when you click on the application, it will lead you to a lobby, but there's also a store available with this application. And this is the store from where you actually import the content and consume them, extend them, integrate them. So now here, what I'll do is I'll go to mass maintenance billing block. Okay. So I'll just search for billing block. Yeah. So if you see here, this is the content that I found relevant. So I can also go inside the content, and it will also show the same information that it was showing me in the store. Now, what I'll do is all I need to do is just say create from the okay. So now what is happening is the whole content and all its dependencies, because what we do is we also add some other dependencies. So everything, be it an action dependencies, be it another project dependencies, it will all import it together. So you really do not have to worry about importing all different dependencies. That is also one of the improvements that we have done now with your experience of working with the store. Okay, so now if you see, the content has now been imported. And this is how the content looks. Okay, so everything that you saw in the content is now imported here. So you will see the process, you will see decisions, and you will see different other artifacts. You will even see these Excel sheets, which I was mentioning, that is needed for this content. So if you really, so there's an entire setup mentioned. So if you want to download the templates, you will just click on that, and you just click on download, and the content will be downloaded. Okay, so now what you have to do. So as I said, so depending upon the configurations that you have to do, there are certain things that we ask you to do. So first thing is about changing your usernames in the decision. So I will open the decision. So this is all mentioned in the instructions. I'm not doing anything on my own. So I'm going into the decisions that are being mentioned in the instructions, and I'm just telling like in which cases are my approval needed, right? So you can change that, you can add more rows, so this is just part of the template, but you can add as many conditions, as many rules as you want. So this is my conditions defined to determine whether the approval is needed or not. Okay, now what I'll just show you some of the key artifacts. So as I said, there are two main operations with this content. One is a fetch and one is an update. So this is a kind of a bot. So you see this bot is complete. So it's not like if you have to build this bot, you need to first learn about automation, you need to learn how to use SDKs, and then only you can work with such an expansive, content that you want to, or solution that you want to build. Now with this, we give you this bot all available with, and this is also, available to make changes as well. It is not that we have, this is only a view only mode. So it is editable mode. So you can also go and change and adapt it accordingly to your requirements. So this is a main fetch blocks. If you see here, we are opening the Excel file, and then we are just reading all the different information from the Excel file. And in the later on, we are basically calling a bot, which will basically fetch the information from an S/4HANA system, and it will move that file or add that file into a folder. Now, the second bot is an update bot. So once you have fetched, once the changes are being done, the next step is to update. And that this is an update bot, which basically will also go for an approval step. So depending upon if the approval is required or not, it will go for an approval step. And this is a kind of an approval flow that is shipped with this pre-built content package, where it is first determining whether approval is needed and who will be approving it. Then if the approval is needed, it will go for an approval. If the approval is not needed, then it will go and update the details in the backend system. So if the approval is needed, so this is a kind of a form that will appear in the inbox of a requester. You can also make changes in this form. So this is by default what we have provided. So if you see, this is a header details and these are item details, and you can also approve at an item level. Okay, so this is a pre-built form that we provide, but if you think that this is not enough, you want more sophisticated forms, you can also build in SAP UI5, which we recently released. Okay, so once your forms are done, so, and then if you see here, okay. Somehow my process. Yeah, okay. So once the approval is done, now depending upon whether it was approved or rejected, a respective email will reach to the inbox. And if it is approved, then also in the background, the sales order is actually, the billing blocks is actually updated in the backend system. So this is a very, like, it might look small, but it is very powerful content package. And this was also one of the highest demanded content packages from among the list that we have. Okay, so now suppose you have done all the changes to the content packages, you have updated decision tables, you have defined emails to which the approval task will reach, and so on. So once you have configured and extended based on what your requirement is, all you do is you will just release the content package, and you will deploy that. So once you release and deploy the content package, then it becomes available for consumption. Okay, so this is as simple as that. So you discover your content from our store, you import the content using the SAP Build Process Automation store, then you configure the content, maybe you want to extend it, to extend the content, you release and deploy. That's it. So with this, your content is available for you to start using. Now I will very quickly show you how to, just to run the content package, just for the sake, so that it's seen that the content package is set up and updated accordingly. So now for what I have to do is here. So as I said, this content is of two parts. So first is so this is a kind of a selection screen that is given to the sales representative. So he will fill sales organization, some other details. So what is important is this. So it is asking to fetch the sales orders from 499 to 560, and especially that have the billing blocks and item billing blocks between this range. And then once it is being fetched, it is asking to put it into this folder and also send an email to this person. Okay, so this is a basic standard template which is shipped. And now what will happen is, what I'll do is, I will just copy this screen, selection screen, and I'll put it into selection screen folder, right? So this is the folder from where the bot will pick up. Now I will just run the bot. So I've already put the bot into attended mode. And if you see here, this bot is already, a trigger was already created for this bot. And I'll just activate this. So while it is activating, let me also quickly show you the triggers that I have created for this. So in the same application, if you go to monitor and triggers, you will see you can create triggers. So I've already created 2 triggers. One is for attended bot and one is for scheduled bot. Okay, so for attended, so currently attended is being run. So let me now go back and let me just start this thing. So it will ask for the folder path. This is because I've built it like that. But if you have already a predefined folder path that you want to keep it strict, that also you can do. So that kind of configuration, extensibility, and customizations is possible. Now the bot will now run. And if you see, the bot has already run, and the screen, the file changed to be processed. And if you see here, let me now go and show you also if the automation job is being running or not. So if you see this automation job is currently running. So what it is also doing is, so it has already fetched the details, but now it is creating folders, and it will create this fetched file from into these folders. So it will take a couple of seconds for it to come. Yeah. So if you see, now 2 more folders got created, which is fetch, sales order, and to be processed. Now what has happened is it has fetched the details that you have entered into the Excel sheet. So now this is the fetch, this is the template for the fetched record. So if you see here, it has fetched the record. So it has not fetched all the records. It has only fetched the record which was matching the criteria that we have entered into the selection screen. And now it has fetched all the records plus their item details. And now here, if you see, this is how it comes. Now what we will do is we will change the billing blocks. So let's change the billing blocks for 424. So let me put it as 004. Okay, so first also let me just show you this 524 in the backend system as how it looks. So this is a 524 record. So, okay. Yeah. So if you see, this 524 record has a billing block of 01, right? And it has 2 line items. And if you see the fetched Excel sheet, that also has 2 line item records. And if you see the billing block is also 01. So instead of 01, let me change the billing blocks to 0 to 04. Okay, and I'll just save this. So this is the change that I want to do. So I want to add another billing block. If you want to remove the billing block, all you need to do is just make these rows empty, and then it will assume that there's no billing block, and the billing block will be removed from the sales order. But in this case, I just want to update the billing blocks. So now I have made the changes in the billing block, and now I will move it to be processed folder. Now, what will happen is the scheduled bot, which I will now run, will pick up this fetched sales order, and it will generate the processes. So now what I will do is I will just very quickly go into the triggers. I will, disable this trigger, which was attended one, and I will enable the scheduled billing block trigger. I'll go back to my bot, and I will also change this mode to an unattended mode. Okay, now this is a scheduled bot that is running, and this scheduled bot, let me just say run now. So now what will happen is it will pick the information, it will pick this Excel file from the fetched, and it will generate the process, which will be approval process for each of the line items that you see. So if I just go into the automation jobs, yeah. So if you see here, these are the different billing blocks. So these are the different approval process that got triggered, so, and each approval process is for particular sales order. So this is for 556. If you see, this is for 524, and this is the one that we changed. Okay, and if you see from the logs, it is now waiting for an approval. So now I'll go to my inbox. I'll just refresh my inbox. And you see that 524 has come for approval, which gives the details of the sales order header. It also gives the details of the sales order items, right? So now I will just, okay, I'll just tick this and I will just say approve the sales order. Okay, so now let me go back and refresh this. And if you go back here and if I change the filters, so you will see that the billing block with 524 is completed. Yeah, so if you see, the billing blocks with 524 is completed, which means it just fetched it. I updated it. It created approval process. I approved it, and finally, it just went ahead and completed it successfully. So now, if I go back here, and if I refresh this screen, or if I just go back and come back here, yeah, and if I just go here, so you see this, the billing blocks of 524 got changed to 04. So this is now all happening, automated way. So you really do not have to do. So I had to switch things. You might be thinking this is cumbersome, but not. So it's as simple as that. The sales order, the sales representative will go ahead, update it, and then the bot will automatically pick it and do the approvals, do the validations, and then it will finally go ahead and update it in the backend system. So this was all that I wanted to show you today, but now let me just quickly switch back to the presentation. And a quick architecture, this is also available with all the documentation that we have, which also gives you a quick overview of what all different components and different services of SAP BTP is what we are using here. So I'll just take one more minute to also show you some interesting things and facts about the content packages, as how we have been progressing with this and what you can expect in the coming months. So SAP Build Content Store that I showed you today will soon be merged into SAP Business Accelerator Hub, and that will be the one stop for you for any kind of content packages that you want to discover. So we want to have this unified store concept so that you do not have to go into multiple stores to search for the content, but you just go to SAP Business Accelerator Hub, and all our content packages, the 350 content packages that we have, will all be available for you to explore from Accelerator Hub. So if until between Q2 and Q3, we have already delivered 20 plus content packages. And so this is just a list of content packages that you find. But you will also see them in the What's New. So we'll keep publishing the What's New with SAP Build Process Automation Help Portal. There's a What's New, and we keep publishing what new content packages we have been delivering months after month. So this was an overview of 20 plus content packages that we delivered in Q3. And this is the upcoming content packages. So we have a pipeline of 50 plus content packages based on Ariba, based on SuccessFactors, based on S4HANA, being delivered by us, by our partners, by stakeholders lined up in Q4. I know this is very interesting numbers to look forward to. So please always look out to our What's New. Please always keep discovering the content packages from our SAP, from our unified store, which is Accelerator Hub, which you will see soon, and otherwise the content catalog that we currently have. So with this, I just had this small presentation for you to also turbocharge your development. So the idea is to go away from the standards of building and having that notion of always starting from scratch to looking for pre-built content and starting your journey and with the pre-built content packages. So we have variety of pre-built content packages, which I think would solve most of your problems. If you still feel that there are some content packages that are not available, that you feel are relevant, and a lot of your consumers are asking, or will help you, just let us know. You can always write back to us, and I'll be happy to include them in our content catalog. Yeah, that's it that I had for today. I hope you enjoyed the Devtoberfest for week 2, day 2, where we showed you so many SAP Build Process Automation capabilities. And this last session was more to introduce you and also to change your way of thinking on working with solutions rather than starting from scratch. Always start with pre-built content.
Thanks so much, Archana. It was really, really interesting. I wanted to say 2 things and then I ask you a question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
The first I wanted to say is that it says 350 and soon to be 400 and maybe 500, but each one of those packages may have 5 to 10 processes that do slightly different things. So really there are thousands or 1,000 or 2,000, I don't know how many, of actual processes or automations. So that's one thing. The other thing is, as somebody who's focused in the past on learning and still do a lot of learning, I found that these packages can take the place of traditional learning materials. So for example, I wanted to learn how to send mail, because I saw in the community everybody was sending mail through automations, and it was quite intimidating. But there was a package for sending mails, and I could load it and almost doing nothing, send out emails. So that's really a great way to learn how to use process automation. My question is, first, with the Accelerator Hub, I still have the SAP Lobby store, right? So if I'm going to use the content, I'm still doing it within the SAP Lobby. Is that right?
Yeah. So discovery you can do from Accelerator Hub or our Build Content Store. But if you want to consume or import, you have to come from the lobby. But we are also working on a direct integration from Accelerator Hub where you can import from there directly, and you really do not have to come, provided you have all the needed subscriptions.
Very good. And what about packages that are paid packages?
Yeah, so for the paid packages, the instructions are also there in the respective documentation as how to approach the respective stakeholder, whether it's a partner or SAP stakeholder, and then they will guide you from there, how you pay them and how you will be provided with these different, deliverables that you can then import. Okay,
very good. Well, thank you so much for presenting. I think, again, that this is one of the key features, if not the key feature of process automation. And hopefully it'll be expanded to SAP Build Apps and WorkZone, that there'll be all kinds of packages for those tools as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks again. And everybody, remember to join the Devtoberfest group and do the tutorial for this session so that you can get points for the grand prize. Have a great day.